France is once again living through a political deja vu. A government falls, a new prime minister is sworn in, and the streets erupt. It's a cycle that has repeated itself very often, especially under President Emmanuel Macron. He is under his seventh prime minister since 2017. We told you about the government collapse yesterday. The current prime minister resigned. Today, we have a new man in the hot seat. His name is Sébastien Lecornu. He is 39 years old. He's a Macron loyalist, and his arrival could not have been more unpleasant. So why is France burning? How did we get here? And what happens next? First, let's look at the protests in the country. France's streets turn into battlegrounds today. From Paris to the south of France, the protests are led by a decentralized movement. It is called Let's Block Everything. And that's exactly what protesters did. They blocked the highway, they've been at fire, they piled garbage cans into barricades. In Paris High School, across the capital, were barricaded by students. Protesters even tried to block an Amazon warehouse. Personally, I'm not very confident of the changes that were brought in, and I think it's important to keep the pressure on the ministerial team and on the president to show that we will not let measures pass that don't satisfy the democratic desires of the French people. It's the president Nigeria. Police responded with tear gas and water cannon. The Omar arrest more than 250 by midday. 250 people arrested. If this sounds familiar, it should. These protests echo the yellow vest agitation of 2018. They're leaderless and chaotic, and that makes them impossible to control. Social media is their rallying point, and anger against the elites is their unifying cause. So what was the trigger? France's growing political turmoil. Yesterday, François Bayrou lost a confidence vote. He was prime minister for just 9 months. He tried to push through $38 billion in budget cuts. It included slashing pensions, grieving spending, and squeezing public services, all in the name of reducing debt. Now remember, France has a public debt of more than $3,900 billion. $3,900 billion. It's equal to 114% of a country's GDP. So Bayrou wanted to reduce that. His proposal united the French parliament against it. The left, the right, the far right, they all joined hands to send him packing. So Bayrou resigned. The fourth prime minister to quit in just 2 years, and France was once again in search of a prime minister. President Macron moved quickly. His first choice was this man, Sébastien Lecornu, his trusted defense minister. At just 39, he had survived every reshuffle since 2017, and that's an impressive feat in a government where prime ministers exit faster than Paris fashion trends. But Lecornu has a big task ahead. He has to build consensus in a split parliament. There are apparently 3 camps: Macron's centrists, Marine Le Pen's far right, and Jean-Luc Mélenchon's far left. But critics say his appointment shows that Macron has learned nothing. Instead of reaching out to the opposition, he has doubled down with another loyalist. We must fundamentally put an end to this double disconnect between the political situation and the disconnect with what our fellow citizens legitimately expect for their daily lives, for the economic and social situation, and for their security. In short, this is what we are obviously tasked with. But why do French governments keep collapsing? Again, most observers blame one man, French President Emmanuel Macron. Last year, he took a gamble. He called a snap parliamentary election. This was after his party's poor showing in the European vote. The result? A hung parliament. His centrist bloc lost big. Power was fragmented between the far right and the far left. And since then, France has been essentially ungovernable. Bayrou's fall was inevitable. And at this rate, the Lecornu may not last much longer. Also, there's the brewing economic crisis. I've already told you about the debt. It's 114% of the GDP. The people are frustrated. The poor and middle classes are constantly asked to tighten their belt, all while the wealthy remain untouched. The sentiment is strong. And France's punitively class is obviously out of touch. On dry wave Fitch ratings will reassess France's debt. A downgrade would raise borrowing costs, and that could further deepen the crisis. We have to start with these people who never was today in their lives. It's enough. They're white-collar people who give themselves what they want at the end. It's us who get eat on the next, and even worse. So what happens next? All eyes right now are on September 18. That's when a massive union-led strike is planned. It is expected to dwarf the current protests. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Lecornu must somehow pass a 2026 budget. That too without triggering another no-confidence vote. If he fails, France could tumble into yet another snap election, plunging the country deeper into instability. So for now, France is trapped in a nuke. Prime ministers come and go, the streets keep burning, and the question is no longer who will be in the chair. The question is, how long will they last?